Hi folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, one of the, I think, really exciting and interesting things that I have to report to you this week is a kid fishing on the Raquette River just caught a 50-pound muskie. Now, I wasn't there to see it weighed in, but that isn't really what's important, no matter how big it is. And it really is a monster fish. But what it really represents is an awful lot of these places that we don't think that certain fish exist in actually have some monster fish. And that's what makes it so special in this area. We can pick any one of these tributaries, rivers, including the mighty St. Lawrence, and we have a chance to catch almost anything. Now, the Raquette, you know, I've told people for years, they say, you know, is there muskie fishing in the Raquette? And I'll tell them, well, I always fish the Grass, or I always fish the St. Regis River, or the Deer River, which we've spent an awful lot of time talking about this year. But the Raquette River. And why not the Raquette? When you consider that these muskies in the St. Lawrence can come up to any of these streams, and the Raquette is really one of the biggest streams in all of New York State. And they can go all the way up to the first dam. So I'll bet you there's a lot more muskies in the stream. What it does for us in using our water as a tourism base is it gives a whole nother opportunity for people to come here. And now their choices are even greater to have a chance to catch one of those fish of a lifetime. And that's really what the muskies are. I'm excited about this. And I looked at the picture. The picture was in the newspaper. And what it really represents is that in every one of these streams in our area, the muskies, even the walleyes, you can take any of the fish that live there, have a different characteristic, a different look, different colors, different everything about them than their cousins that live in another stream nearby. It's because over the years, that species tends to adapt, and that probably isn't the best words, because adapt is usually voluntarily, but they tend to take on the characteristics of the river. In this case, that fish had a lot of different markings on it. You'll catch a muskie in the Deer River, for example, and it won't even have a spot on it a lot of times. And again, it's just because it's different. And we can look at the walleyes. The walleyes in the Grass River in particular develop this almost bright chartreuse coloration. I mean, their backs are darker, but their bellies, instead of being white and pale, are brightly chartreuse. And it really makes it fun. And I'll give you one other example. The fall fish, those chubs, whatever you want to call them, that live in these rivers and that grow to gigantic sizes, in especially the Raquette River. But they have a different look in each one of the rivers. And as they get bigger, or maybe it's a different strain, they develop almost like pink spikes on top of their head. Not spikes that will cut you, but little horny-looking things. So bravo to the kid that caught the big muskie out of the Raquette River. And for all of us, it just tells us, hey, you never know what you're going to catch. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.